I'm so excited and honored to welcome Karli June to Pure Country as our new iHeartRadio Future Star.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me. This is so great. It's been so exciting.
Congratulations. And when you applied for iHeartRadio Future Star, because some people don't realize how it works, but like you send your song in and then you have to wait and you find out if your song is chosen to be the iHeartRadio Future Star. And at what point did you find out, like, who told you, who called you and let you in on the news?
Yes, my manager called me, Sam, when I was at home at the farm. It was actually kind of a hard day I was having, and she called me, and I was just like, this made my whole entire day. Like it made my year, So it was so, so exciting and perfect for the song being about home, that I was at home when I got the call.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's already top 30 on Canadian country radio, which I feel like, anytime getting to be an iHeartRadio Future Star is awesome, but like end of the year is kind of a cool time. You're heading into like the holiday season. You're like, this is a really nice gift just in time for Christmas.
Seriously, it has been the nicest Christmas gift. I feel like just ending the year that way, and you feel like, the work that you've put in, you really see the fruit of that. So it's been super special way to end the year. Absolutely.
And one thing I love about the Future Star program, because every 2 months we have a different artist, is seeing, once you've become the iHeartRadio Future Star, the things that happen to you afterwards, and getting to see the growth of an artist when you go from being an iHeartRadio Future Star to, like, I can't even imagine next year, but I've seen you working so hard over the last couple of years. So to see you get the recognition through this is so awesome, because for, some people that are listening might be learning about your music for the first time or hearing you sing for the first time. This is not my first time getting to hear you sing. Mm-hmm. So I am just so happy for you, because I know how much time and work you have put into this. So I hope you're taking a moment to, like, let that sink in.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you guys for the opportunity, because you're right. It is a huge opportunity. It can really help move things forward. Yeah, it means a lot. It's been a journey, that's for sure. But I am just really excited for everything that's to come. And I feel like this is very much the start of a lot of new things.
Have you been overwhelmed hearing yourself so much on the radio? Because you're all over the country, and
yes.
I've heard you a couple of times when I've jumped in the car, and it's got to be surreal just to, jump in the car and be like, hey, that's me.
Yes, very much so. I feel like it kind of went from 0 to 100. I had never really got messages like that before. So suddenly I have people messaging me like every day, being like, oh, I just heard you, people, especially from my hometown, which is really, really cool for me. I think it's cool for them too. The song is a celebration of home and where you're from. And so to hear everybody back home hearing that is pretty cool.
Super cool. And is it fun getting to have the song be with Ryan Langdon? Because I feel like anytime you get to release a song with someone, which is becoming, a new thing that's happening a lot, it feels like it's a little less stressful, and it's like more fun to get to just like celebrate it with somebody else.
Absolutely. Ryan, I don't know if you know Ryan at all, but he is such a great guy. He's just a down home guy, and he made the process so easy working with him. And it's been really cool. You're right. Just to celebrate that with somebody else. I've never got to do that before. And I feel like, a lot of the song success can be attributed to him as well, for his amazing voice on it and just really bringing a whole other element to it. So Ryan is great. So if you guys haven't listened to him, go listen to his other music.
Yeah, he is really, really good. He's got such a like booming, commanding voice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so do you. I remember at the CMA Ontario Awards this year, I was hosting and I was standing side stage, and I forget who it was, but somebody came up beside me and they had never seen you perform before. And they were like, oh my gosh, her voice is like unbelievable. Aww. I was like, I know, right? And it was cool. That's just really nice. Someone, because when you see an artist live, it really takes it to another level. And your vocals are so incredible live.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice. That's really nice of you to say.
Yeah, super good. So if you haven't seen Karli play live yet, make sure you do that. And Feel Like Home. So what is it about your hometown Because, I know some people in the country music world, they grew up in a very country way and others not so much. So they're trying to find inspiration. But do you find that where you grew up really kind of helped shape who you are, not just as a person, but as an artist as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I was born and raised on a dairy farm. Well, I was born in the hospital, raised on the dairy farm. And yeah, growing up that way, especially watching my dad and just the hard work that he put into the farm really has helped me navigate the music industry because I've learned hard work from him. And I think I'm learning more and more just to share my story and my experiences of growing up that way through my music. And it's cool to be able to connect with other people that grew up that same way with those same values. And more I'm sharing that in the music, and especially the new music that you guys haven't heard yet. So it's really exciting just to really get to share who you are and see people connect with that.
Yeah, because that's something I didn't know about you until like just more recently. And I grew up on a farm. I was born not on the farm, but born and raised on a horse farm. And it's true, like the work ethic that it teaches you and instills in you, because when you grow up on a working farm, holidays and going to the cottage all the time, like that's not something that, I don't know about you, but I didn't do that a lot as a kid.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, we would go on small camping trips,
Yep.
but often we would get a call on the camping trip like, oh, we're taking care of your farm and the cows got out and they're all over the roads. And my dad would either have to go rushing home, or there was always a story like that for sure.
Oh yeah. Yep, for sure. But it's like you said, it's cool to get to draw from actual real personal inspiration. And so when you're singing a song like that, it's not just like, oh, this country song we decided to write. You're like, no, this is who I am, which is a really cool way for fans to get to know you who are learning about you for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And fans, not just in Canada, but how crazy is it that your song is climbing up the charts in Australia?
Yeah, that's been so fun. It's so cool. I'm hoping to get over to Australia next year at some point to play there as well. But yeah, sometimes I just forget that that's happening on the other side of the world. But I've been certainly celebrating it. It's been really, really awesome.
So wild, like that fans that are literally on the other side of the world are listening to your music just as much as we are here in Canada. That's so crazy.
Yeah, I have to just pinch myself when I think of that. It's really cool just to think that someone in Australia is driving down the road listening to Feel Like Home. That's pretty awesome.
So cool. So as you can see, I'm in full Christmas mode over here. I feel like you're kind of in Christmas mode too. Your outfit is very, sparkly and matching my decor. With Christmas coming up, I can see your tree in the background.
Yes, I was going to say,
Yeah,
Christmas is full on here too.
Yeah. So what is something that you do every year for Christmas, being do you go back to the dairy farm or with your family? What is a like family tradition that you guys do every year?
Well, my birthday is actually on Christmas Eve, so an extra reason. I know
Oh, wow.
it's yeah, a double whammy. So that's always been a really fun part of Christmas for me, is just, why not throw everything in the same part of the year, right? But I love Christmas. I love Christmas in the country. Typically, we always go to church that I grew up in on Christmas Eve, and they have a really traditional Christmas Eve service with choir and, special lights. And that's always one of my favorite parts of Christmas, is doing that with my family.
That's so crazy. I thought that like our family, it was rough because my son's 2 weeks before Christmas. My dad's a week before Christmas. Steven's 3 weeks. And then I'm a week after. But Christmas
Oh
Eve,
man.
you top it. So have you ever felt like you kind of get gypped on your birthday because of Christmas Eve a little bit?
I don't know. I would say, yeah, maybe a little bit, but when it's all
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, my parents always worked really hard to make it separate from Christmas. They
That's
would never
awesome.
even wrap my birthday present in Christmas paper, never. And yeah,
Aw,
so they always made a special point. So
that's awesome.
I can't complain.
What a trick, like a tricky thing for your parents to have to navigate of like, so we have a daughter and we all like Christmas is a big deal and it's a lot of work and it's like, and we're going to throw a birthday in on the same day.
Exactly. I know I felt kind of bad for them, but
Well, you were a
hey.
nice Christmas gift for them, I'm sure.
Yes, I was actually 2 weeks late. So not only was I inconveniencing my mom by being 2 weeks late, but then I showed up on Christmas Eve. So I'm sure she was just like, let's get this done with.
You're like, I don't care what day it is. Let's just get this over with and celebrate Christmas. Well, I hope that you have an amazing Christmas time and birthday. And I am just so happy for you. Thank you for doing this. Our iHeartRadio Future Star Karli June. And you can, of course, hear her song with Ryan Langdon, Feel Like Home, across Pure Country everywhere in Canada.